last valued community in a man's life has to do with the other females, the opposite sex in his life. This is really important because those females provide an opposite for him. He sees the contrast between his maleness and their femininity, and he draws that contrast. Okay, well, I like what they are, but I have to be different. I have to be separate from them. What strength, what things inside of me makes me a man that's different from who they are? And that's really important because that happens all the time.
I think that when a woman needs me, or when a woman just needs a man in general, that affirms my masculinity, because that allows me to meet that need. I am there to help that woman with whatever she may need. When I'm encouraged by a woman, if she is encouraging me and affirming me for things that I have done, I'm feeling very masculine in that moment.
This is where the role of the mom is very huge in a young man's life. From a very early age, he's nurtured, he's cared for. Every little bump and bruise is taken care of. However, when he reaches a certain age, there comes a time where he needs to break away and realize who he is in his masculinity, to develop a complete self-concept of masculinity. And the mom has to let him go.
My relationship with my mother is very important to me as a person as a whole, but yes, as being a man too. Growing up, my dad left us when I was very young, even though we still have a good relationship, but it's not one of those good, father-son relationships where I really look to him for things. I look to my mom for those things where I would normally look to my dad for. And she played both mom and dad in the home. And although it sounds a little complicated, but actually God used her so much in my life to teach me things that I probably would have learned from my dad, but I honestly don't think I would be the same person today. And I'm the man I am today because of the influence she had in my life.
The last way we see this in the valued community of the opposite sex really rings true in regards to romantic relationships, because in romantic relationships, the man's strength and his own identity as a man is affirmed by the beauty of a beautiful woman. That captivating thing that he feels inside will either affirm him, and he looks to his girlfriend, his wife, to tell him that he is a man, he has what it takes, that he's needed, and that without him, something important cannot be done.
There's a Ben Harper song, and he says in one part, "Nothing is as beautiful as when she believes." Mm-hmm. And from the moment I heard that song, it has always stuck with me, that's so true of relationships, and how if I believe in Zach, if I affirm him and encourage him, then it's automatically going to make it easier for him to do the things that he wants to do.
Yeah, when she encourages me to make the decision, be a leader in the family, then it makes me feel encouraged and makes me feel confident that I can make the right decisions for our family.
This is Jordan Myers, and I just want to thank you for joining us today. We've talked about this communication theory called masculine messages, and we've talked about all these valued communities and how they're always sending messages to men about their self-concept of masculinity, who they are as men. My question to you is, what types of masculine messages are you sending to the men in your life? Are you affirming them? Are you sending them positive messages, telling them that they have what it takes? Or, unfortunately, are you sending them negative masculine messages, telling them that they don't meet your expectations? Here's what I encourage you to do. Send affirming masculine messages, because when you do, the men in your life begin to grow into the man that God has called them to be. Please send those good messages to men, and you will see a difference and a revolution of men becoming who they were supposed to be, men who have what it takes, men after God's heart.